everyone for joining today. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. It's really, I was looking forward to this for a while. We have been talking last year as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And due to all this corona and all, we just postponed this till today. And thank God we are meeting in person now. After corona, it's kind of my first appearance in the public space. So thank you, bear with me. I am always a big believer of connecting, evolving, innovating, and scaling up. The majority of businesses are not thinking about these dots. They do connect, they do evolve, some, not all, but very few are innovating and very few are scaling up. And I say this is your growth plan. Right? If you're thinking about growth, this is how you should have it. And when you see an opportunity, you need to seize it then and there, right? Because speed is everything these days, right? I was watching one of a guy on Twitter, and this guy was looking for a shirt, and 2-3 people were trying to pitch him, and I'm literally monitoring their retweet and tweet and all those things. And there was one Thailander guy, he said, oh, I can do the custom one. And within an hour, I'm seeing they are chatting, literally. And he got the order, and others are saying, oh, we'll respond within 12 hours, and send me your size and this and that. And here, this person was like continuous working on it. So it's seizing the opportunity then and there. That's how the speed people are looking for. So that's why I bring up this topic. And when you see the first sight opportunity, act on it. So our today's discussion, we are gonna bear with me, this animation I should have removed, but yeah. These are the 5 topics we are gonna talk about. This topic is about, you all are small business. I'm guessing all are small businesses here, right? So when you see and identify an opportunity, how do you react? Can I ask a simple question? What is your response time for your company? Suppose I'm requesting you, I need a service, what's your response time?
Pretty quick.
How quick?
Almost instant.
Yeah, I respond as soon as I see it. Partner hates it. I'm sitting there and dinner responding fast.
Great. Because there are a lot of businesses, especially small businesses, they are taking their own. People are thinking about work-life balance, and I do agree we need it. But in my mind, there is no such thing as work-life balance. There is either you can dedicate your life to your work or your life. You have seen there are majority of people have been succeeding in that sense. And it sounds very controversial because it's a very big communication going on, and especially in the Western world that we are talking about work-life balance concept. And in order to do that, they started putting some restrictions around that, like I'm not working after 5 o'clock and all. But this is business, right? When it comes to business, you have to have that opportunity. When you see it, you have to react. When it is a large presentation, it's okay. And if it is a complex question, it's okay. So when I have to react, when I have to send the answers, when it is medium-sized to large businesses, I do talk to them as well. Medium to large businesses, I said within 12 hours, I will respond you back, right? When it is a small business, they want immediate answer, because they are anxious, they need it now, and then maybe there is a dependency of it, right? So they need it then and there. So the sooner you will respond, the better it is. I'm not saying you respond within the middle of the night, but yeah, do respond. Assigning the competitive landscape is very important. So when we say competition, how many of you knows what exactly your competitor doing it now, today, right? Very few people actually go. It's kind of, we call it, we have to have a stalker on there. It sounds weird, but it is what it is. You have to stalk your competitor all the time, and that comes from the predatory marketing, we call it. Predatory marketing is a very good concept when it comes to the business, especially small businesses. Right? For example, I'll give you a small example on that. When I don't know if you know, when this Burger King, when this McDonald's introduced the chicken burger, the way they have created the ad, it was sounding like more of a KFC. and they were actually making it stronger. The sales of the KFC went higher than the original McDonald's, right? Because they use the same color, the branding, they use the same concept, chicken wings, and then they started creating the similar message without noticing what they are actually advertising, right? It was a big failure for them. In predatory marketing, if you look at that McDonald's, what is their biggest strength?
Speed.
Consistency, speed. Yeah. 8 to 10 minutes, each burger delivered in the same way, with the same taste, no matter where you go.
True.
I mean, and they are ready to train their staff within 2 to 3 days, and they are all youngsters. If you go to these stores, the majority of them are students, right? And they make them ready within 2 to 3 days, like maximum 2 days training they provide, and the staff is ready. So why? Because they have a system, they have organizational structure, and they do have that consistency. Same way, same burger will be delivered everywhere you go, right? What is their weakness in that?
Quality?
No creativity.
Quality is
Right.
whatever what are good is the same.
Lack of
Right?
flexibility. Specific market.
Yeah, their actually weakness is within their strength. Their strength is their consistency. Same burger delivered in same way no matter where you go. Their weakness is that if you go there and you say, oh, I don't need this pickles in it, and I don't want this yellow sauces in that, and look at the chaos. It won't be able to deliver within 10 minutes. Right? Because then they don't know how to change the whole process, because good are like a robotic fashion, right? And that's their weakness within their strength. Okay, Burger King identified it, and that was what was their message when they introduced it. They said, "Have it your own ways," right? And that's where they changed it. So the predatory marketing is something: know your competitor, find the biggest strength, find the biggest weakness within that, and then create your message, and you will be definitely unique, even if you are selling the same burger, right? So that's something we should always, when we are doing the competitor analysis, we should take those kind of angle in that sense. Obtain and exploit the weakness in the competitor's strength, and futuristic approach is very important. When you think about future, how long you wanna go? Where do you wanna see? Like we must have been hearing majority of business coaches must be asking this question: where do you wanna see yourself 3 years, 5 years down the line? Do you ask this question?
I do, but I'm not a business coach.
Yeah, always. I'm not business coach. I'm marketing. I take the input from business coaches, whatever they do give me. See, if you go to business coach, they will ask you question: where do you want to see yourself? And majority of people will say, oh, I want to see myself in 3 years at the time. Whether it is monetary growth they want to see, or whatever personal achievements they want to make. That's the two kind of answer. It can be an integrity, we can go to the detail, but either it is personal or it is financial. That's where people define.
Yeah.
So suppose I'm gonna say, okay, I wanna see myself in 3 years down the line, $1 million company, right? And if that is my goal, are you gonna start working today, or you're gonna start working closer to the date?
Today.
Today. And when you are working for future, do you think it is possible you will ignore the today? What is your today's definition?
Right.
My today's definition is that when I define a strategy, I always talk about what is 1 year down the line is my today. What is my this financial year current plan is my today, right? Because marketing is a slow process. It takes time to evolve with your educational material or whatever approach you're gonna take. It's gonna take time, right? So it's a slow process. So I always say that my today is my this financial year. And this financial year is this is my target. Say my 25 client or 22 client. If I'm doing consulting, I wanna have 22 clients. If I'm giving 1 hour every client 1 day, 22 working days, I'll be happy. right? That's my magic number, okay? And similarly, you might have a different kind of way of approaching to your client and different kind of time you can spend. But I can't spend more than an hour a client, and I want to spend my dedicated time to that person I'm consulting. So I don't want consulting business more than 22 people, right? That's my number. So that's my 1 year plan. But where I want to see myself in 3 years down the line, I will always plan in such a way where I can see this is going to be another tomorrow. Okay? It's my futuristic approach, which I'm going to take now. Right? So I always create a strategy where I have two strategies parallelly running together. One is for this year, one is for 3 years down the line. The one I say myself, right? So suppose I'm building my personal branding position. I want to see myself that traveling all over Australia, overseas, and I want to be a very good public speaker identified from the Australian zone. Not many marketers are actually identified from the Australia, and I want to break that. Why always Americans? No offense. Why not Australian, right? And I'm building that position, and I'm working from now to 3 years down the line so that I can also break that ice, right? If that is my goal, I have already started working. I'm writing my book, I'm writing a lot of blogs, you know, and a lot of majority of people you have here, if you go and listen a lot of speakers, they go, I want to be a thought leader. That's the pillar of it. And I'm working on those pillars, okay? So mentoring, coaching, training, you know, writing, becoming an author, speaker. There are many pillars of just one thought leadership, right? So how you are gonna obtain and work on that for 3 years down the line. That's futuristic approach you need to take now while you are working your current work. Because if your current market ignored, you have no 3 years to see anyway, right? You're not existing. But if you're working for now and the 3 years down the line, a parallel slow injection will help you a lot in the long term. Creating an effective strategy around your opportunities is very important. So when you do your projection, a lot of businesses are doing projection based on their financial conditions, which is good. You should know budgeting is a very key pillar to succeed your business. But at the same time, you need to think about 3 years down the line or 3 months down the line, what kind of opportunities I can foresee. You know, like I'm coming here, I meet a couple of people, and I might see some opportunity. It might not convert today, but slowly if I build that trust and relationship, I might get 3 months to 6 months down the line, somebody would say, yeah, I want to meet again, right? And if I can see that foresee opportunity, do I have to facilitate that? I'll tell you a very good example. A friend of mine, he is actually, my background is 20 years corporate business, and I was a banking fraud management solution architect. That's how I arrived in Australia. I've been transferred for my unique skill set. So this guy was like, that time he was a team lead, but then he wanted to go into more of a channel partnership and all those things. So he's a customer relationship partner manager, you know, in Houston right now. And this guy is actually very much keen to join a company, Hootsuite. And he was saying that I want to join this company. I said, why? I said, it's a Canadian company, very good work culture. And I love that work culture. And you know what he did? Every social presence he was creating, every footprint he was creating to showcase himself that how fit he is for that company. 2 years. 2 years down the line, he was literally creating the scenarios that people will notice him, right? He's been hired a couple of months ago during Corona time, you know. So you have to create the opportunity, you have to facilitate. When people ask me what is customer journey, I say this is customer journey, right? This when you can see the opportunity and give a journey to the people whom you really want to meet. They will know you, notice you one day or another. And you know HubSpot is a marketing tool. Marketing team knows those tools. It's a social media platform, CRM, You must have been, whenever you search something related to marketing, they are the first one come the blog. HubSpot is actually introduced this concept inbound marketing. No, it's not new. It was there, but they give that particular unique name. Okay, and inbound marketing is all about how you are interacting people towards you rather than you reaching out to them. Right? In a simple way, I can define. So when it is inbound, when I'm saying it's not no more inbound marketing, it's shifting. Shifting is happening not now, it's been happening for last 8 years. And how? For example, Siri has been in market for 10 years now. Voice search, right? In your Apple. Google has been introduced after that. But if you look at all medium to small businesses website, they are not actually fixing anything related to voice search. It's a generic website. You can find the information, but it is not optimized for voice search. It's a small example, right? There are many other things. You know, the cars are coming in is very AI based, right? So now if you take the modern GPS, brand new, which is created this year or last year, if that car will cross here, it will even tell me which hotel, which restaurant, which shop is there. Are we optimized to that GPS? Right? How many businesses are getting noticed on that map? Right? Small thing. It's not been there. It's been there for a while. Nobody is actually optimizing for that yet. So future is already here, and we are talking about AI is coming. AI is video, everything, right? And we need to optimize to that, and we need to have to. So it's been shifting for a while, and it's been there